So this video is going to be a little refresher on exponents. So if we look at our first example at the top of the page, we have 4 to the power of 3. We can also express that or call it 4 cubed. Okay, anything to the power of 3, we can say that it's cubed. So in this example, we've got our base labeled, so 4 is our base, and we've got our exponent labeled, so 3 is our exponent. And that exponent tells you how many bases are multiplied together. Okay, so if we were to write this out, we would write 3 bases. So we write our base 3 times, because that's our exponent, and we multiply them together. Okay, and then you would find your answer. Okay, so for the next one, we've got 3 as our base and 2 as our exponent. So 3 to the power of 2, we can also call that 3 squared. So it can also be called 3 squared. So since our exponent is 2, that tells us we're going to write our base twice. Okay, we're multiplying 2 bases together. So we have 3 and 3. So we multiply them together. Okay, so we would have 9. Next, we have -3 squared. Now, when you have an exponent, it only applies to the thing that it's touching. Okay, so in this case, it only applies to the 3. It does not apply to that negative symbol. So we're going to just write that negative out in front, and then we're going to write 2 bases. Okay, so we have 3, 3. We multiply them together. So this is -3 times 3. So that's going to give you -9. And our final case here, we have a -3. This time it's inside a set of brackets. So this exponent, this 2, is applying to everything that's in the brackets. So when we write out our base, each base is going to be -3. We multiply them together. A negative times a negative, so -3 times -3 is going to give us +9. Now we're going to look at a couple more cases here. So our next case is 5 to the power of 1. So we look at our exponent. Remember, our exponent tells us how many bases we multiply together. So we're going to write out 1 base, and that is our answer. So 5 to the power of 1 will give us 5. So any number to the power of 1 will just give you that same number. Next, we've got 13 to the power of 0. So this is a special case. Anything to the power of 0 is going to be equal to 1. Okay, whether it's 2 to the power of 0 or 587 to the power of 0, it's going to be equal to 1. And finally, we're going to look at some fractions with exponents. So just like every other exponent, the exponent tells us how many bases are multiplied together. So we're going to write our base, which is 2/3, and our base of 2/3. We multiply them together. Okay, so we do numerator times numerator. 2 times 2 gives us 4. Over denominator times denominator. 3 times 3 gives us 9. And we'll do one more example with a fraction. So in this case, our exponent is 3, which means we are going to multiply 3 bases together. So we're going to write out 3 bases. And we're going to multiply them together. 1 times 1 times 1 gives us 1. 2 times 2 gives us 4, times another 2 gives us 8.